So the Paragon MCP is finally here, and now you can access real-time data and contextual intelligence right into your loved and used LLMs like Claude, Sonnet 4, or Sonnet 3, or any LLM or clients that supports MCPs and tool calling. So for example, let's say you want to ask about latest tech news in the United States, and you know that Claude Sonnet 4 is not updated with, real-time data and everything. But using the Paragon MCP tools that are connected to the Paragon API, it's going to give you real-time insights and information of what's exactly happening in the tech industry in the US. So for example, I can ask latest tech news in the United States. You'll notice it will think for a little bit, and you go ahead and call the tool for you, call the MCP tools for you for search news articles and everything, and you're gonna get the latest stuff. For example, Google Pixel 10 made by Google 2025 events, which was released 1 hour ago on the Google events. There's data intelligence markets, everything that's happening in real time. You're gonna get all of it, real-time and up-to-date information, just because he was able to call these tools, searching recent new articles very, very easily. Also, if you head over to mcp.paragon.io, you're going to find a really nice playground in there that's going to allow you to check out the different tools and test the tools, or give the chat playground and actually chat with the MCP. So for example, I could give I want to give me a list of top 5 tech companies that raised funding in the month of August 2025. So hopefully this will go ahead and call the MCP tools for us and get us the most recent up-to-date information about this. As Christine already called search news articles with different parameters. It includes the summaries. It puts a lot of filters what Paragon already supports, from the date, the query, sort by location, and much more. And it's calling the tool multiple times as well. And it got us the most up-to-date and recent information about, for example, Reg Cortex, Keychain, Casca, Basic Capital, and all of those did raise actual capital in August. For example, EdgeCase did raise that 2 days ago. This was 1 day ago. So it's very, very accurate information, because now it has access to real-time news, and it's super, super accurate and fast because it has access to those MCP tools, and you can call them whenever it needs to. So for those of you who do not know what an MCP is, it's a very simple protocol. You can think of it as HTTP, because HTTP is a protocol that allows you to access websites and transmit information. MCP is basically the same thing, but it's between a chat client, so an MCP client where you can chat, we've got chatting with an LLM or an AI agent, and the actual MCP server that provides tools and allows you to access a variety of tools to access information, execute stuff, or access your database, something like that. And that's basically what an MCP is. And what it stands for is a Model Context Protocol. It was developed by Anthropic, the guys behind Sonnet 4, Opus, and stuff like that. And it's pretty standardized. And a lot of companies are jumping into MCP in here because it's really, really good. Now, you're probably wondering what tools that the Paragon MCP actually provide. So you can go and access mcp.paragon.io. You're going to find all the tools in there. As we update or add more tools, you're going to find them in there as well. And before you access the playground in here, you have to actually create and use a Paragon account, log in using your Paragon account, and you will be able to good to go in here. And it will also give you the chance to select from the API keys that you have. So you make sure to go ahead and create an API key in the Paragon dashboard to be able to access that. And to do so if you access Perigon.io in here, you go ahead into the settings, you're going to find API keys in here, and make sure to go ahead and create an API key from API key, and you should be good to go. Now, what different tools we've got? We've got about 11 tools right now supported. First and foremost, the most important tool is searching articles, because it's going to give you millions or access to millions of articles, updated in real time, with 30 plus filters from the dates, the size, query, sort by the journalist. Maybe you want to filter by journalist or sources like CNN, or location type, stuff like that. And it will also have stories, which is a cluster of different articles that are related to each other, contextually, and they just cluster them all into one single story. And this will give you if you want to headlines of today's headlines, or what happened in August, what happened next last week, stuff like that. This tool is for you. Maybe you want to search for journalists, sources are CNN, maybe BBC, stuff that are big, even Medium. You still consider that as a source, and you can access and you can access thousands of sources using the tool in here. Also, same thing goes for people, companies, topics, and also now you've got access to Wikipedia, whether using the vector Wikipedia search or the regular Wikipedia. And those give you access to all the available Wikipedia pages. Just like with a simple query in here, you enter a query to get it, or with a simple prompt through the Wikipedia vector search in here, and give you access all the Wikipedia stuff, which is really, really lovely. I absolutely love using this this one. To get like scientific or accurate information about something, you can just simply ask the LLM about that and maybe mention use the Wikipedia tool, and it will do that very, very accurately. And there are tools for when you want to access specific news about companies or a specific person, like Elon Musk, let's say. All right, so now how can you access and use this MCP, the Paragon MCP? So you can head over to dev.paragon.io, which is the portal for accessing anything dev related in the Paragon ecosystem. And you can head over there, go to the documentation and scroll a little bit, go to the MCP, and you're gonna find accurate documentation of exactly how to connect to the MCP, what the MCP is capable of from like MCP use cases and stuff like that. Everything is really well structured over there. So you can head over there or go to the open source MCP server GitHub, and you can basically have the same thing in there, how to connect to it and everything. And our MCP currently supports 2 different ways for connecting to the MCP, the streamable HTTP and the SSE. I would advise for streamable HTTP because it's much easier to use, and this is the URL for it. So go ahead and copy the URL for this one. And it depends on the clients that you want to use the MCP with. So each client has a different configuration. So for example, in here, if you want to like use it with Cloud Code, this is actually what you need to run. Or like, for example, if you want to use it with Cursor, this is actually the configuration, client, Cloud Desktop, stuff like that. So it depends on how you want to use it. Let's say we want to go with basically like Cursor. So if you head over to Cursor in here, let's say you want to add it to Cursor settings, and you go to tools and integrations, you're going to find different MCPs. I've got a lot of MCPs added, and one of them is the Paragon MCP server. So what you want to do is just go ahead and click new MCP server. So this will simply take you here, and all you've got to do is just copy the configuration from the docs, or just like add the name of the MCP server in here, which is Paragon MCP, give it a name, a URL has to be this. And in this case, we're using SSE, but you can use HTTP or SSE, but you make sure to change the URL in here. And for the headers, you need to authenticate using your Paragon API key. So head over to Paragon dashboard as we did before, grab your API key and put it right next to the bearer token right over there. Something like this. And once you're done with that, go back in here to find Paragon MCP already connected with all the tools available, so you can start talking with the Paragon MCP right away. I've also added support for the Paragon MCP in here on the OneMCP application. So if you download OneMCP in here, you're going to be able to access Paragon MCP alongside hundreds of other MCPs with one click in one application. So if you get there, you're going to find the Paragon MCP in here. You can search for it, click on it, you're going to find the details about it, and it will give you the 2 different types of connections, like HTTP or SSE. Once you select one in here, and make sure to configure this one. So once you click on Install Client, it's going to pop you up with the configuration where you put your API key and click Save, and your API key is going to be saved, like securely saved in your computer. It's not going to be transmitted or anything. Nobody's going to see it. And yeah, it's going to be just like safe for you. You can add it to any MCP client, or like in here, like Cloud Desktop, Cloud Code, whatever. Click Install, and it's going to install that in one click, literally one click. And you will also be able to see the insights of what tools are currently available, and like see the schemas and different parameters of each tool, that what each tool supports in different like parameters and stuff like that in a simple way. So yeah, so we've got plenty of ways to interact with the MCP, and particularly the Paragon MCP. All right, so let's go back to the playground here, go to the chats, and let me clear the chat here. I'm just going to do a little bit more interesting use cases for you guys to check out some demos. So let's say I want to know about like recent news about Elon Musk and what he's doing exactly. So I'm going to do recent news about Elon Musk. This will go ahead and use the person news kind of tool we've built, and it will get like the stuff that we need in here. For example, major political developments, there is a Tesla stock surge, personal legal issues of what's happening, and the business context. And it's gonna like give you everything like in real time in here. And as you saw, it was super fast. Like I don't have to wait a lot of time for this to go in. For example, for tools where they go and search the web, this literally gives you data, like streamlines the data process. So it doesn't go in like search Google or something, and it like gathers information, which takes absolutely forever. And the information are not as accurate as this, because this is already ingested and processed by AI for you, and it just like gives it like give you all the information through a simple and easy to use API. Let's say I'm interested in a little more kind of like, I want to create a newsletter of what's happening today in finance, and I want to send that newsletter to my newsletter subscribers or something like that. So I want to just use the Paragon MCP with the power of AI and LLMs to do that. So give me a summary of what happened today in finance in the form of a newsletter email. And you'll go ahead and search the stories for us in here with like the different parameters of finance and business and categories. It's going to get the exact dates of when I'm recording this video. This in here is going to get us everything related to like financial stuff, from Intel struggles continue with discontinued equity funding, crypto, Federal Reserve and policy. There is corporate moves and MAA. I don't know what those kind of things. I'm not a finance person technically, but yeah. And it's curious in here like this. This newsletter is powered by Paragon's real-time financial news intelligence. Stay informed, stay ahead. I absolutely love that. Example I want to give in here, let's say I want to search about like machine learning articles in Wikipedia. So I'm going to do machine learning articles in Wikipedia. Okay? So there's a call the search Wikipedia for machine and learning using Boolean queries. And it's going to give us like what different articles we're going to need in here. Maybe can you give me URLs? Let's say if you could like spin out the URLs. There you go. We got core machine learning articles, learning approaches. There's different stuff. So I could literally just go in and copy this one, go into it, and it's going to land me right into a Wikipedia page if I've searched. That's pretty powerful, right? And yeah, I could even ask the AI in here about the contents of that Wikipedia page, and it would answer. For example, like what does the is it like leakage machine learning? I'm just gonna do it like this. Cover exactly in summary. Leakage, also called data leakage or target leakage, is with information that wouldn't normally be available at prediction time, gets used during model training. Oh yeah, it's literally it. It's actually getting it absolutely right, which is perfect. So it's giving you everything, even if you ask like info or specific questions about a very specific article they want to know more about, you can literally just chat about that article because it got all the content right for you in here using the Paragon Wikipedia API. So thank you guys for watching. That was the Paragon MCP. Would love to hear your thoughts about how to use it. Maybe if you want to like collaborate and add new tools or fix stuff that you found. It's absolutely open source right now. It's a Paragon MCP server. You can head over there into GitHub and like, create issues if you find issues or pull requests or whatever. See you all in the next one.